It was my girlfriend who first posted that she was taking applications, single for the summer, and while we were still together, I replied with just 2 words, application denied. Then, I updated my own status to single and made sure to tag her mother. Within minutes, the post had disappeared. The post that shattered my world appeared on a Wednesday afternoon. I was in a Chicago hotel room, enduring the final day of a 3-day conference for my software company. The last session droned on, a mind-numbing lecture on cybersecurity. Like everyone else in the room, I was barely listening, absently scrolling through social media. And then I saw it. There she was, Maya, on a rooftop bar back home, dressed in something new, something I'd never seen before. She held a cocktail, laughing into the camera with her friends. We'd been together for 3 years, living in a house I owned for the last 2. I loved her, or at least I loved the version of her I thought existed. The photo itself was beautiful. But the caption, that was a bomb, detonating right in the center of my life. The nights are getting longer, and so is my list of requirements. Taking applications. Single for the summer. Hot girl summer. I read it once, then again. I zoomed in, searching for any hint, any sign that this was a joke, some inside reference I was missing. There was nothing, just a bold public announcement. The woman I was in a committed relationship with was openly advertising her availability to the world, and I was 3 states away, trapped in a work trip. Strangely, I didn't feel rage. I didn't feel heartbreak. What I felt was something colder, precise, almost clinical. It was the same sensation I got at work when a server crashed and chaos erupted. The noise faded, and all I saw was the problem, the flaw in the system, and the exact logical steps required to fix it. Maya's post wasn't a cry for attention. It wasn't a joke. It was a critical vulnerability in the life I'd built, and my job was to close it permanently. I didn't call her, I didn't text, I simply acted. My fingers moved with deliberate calm. I found her post already flooded with likes and thirsty comments from strangers. I typed my response, short, ruthless, efficient, application denied. I posted it. Then I navigated to my own profile. For 3 years, my status had read, in a relationship with Maya Peterson. I changed it, single, I saved it. But I wasn't finished. Maya's entire existence was a performance for an audience. Her worst fear wasn't losing me, it was losing control of the story. She would twist this, paint me as the jealous, controlling boyfriend who couldn't take a joke. I needed to dismantle her narrative before she even began. I found a photo from the first night of the conference. Me with colleagues at dinner, smiling, professional, completely unaware my relationship was being publicly dismantled 1,000 miles away. I posted it with my own caption. Having a great time in Chicago. Big things on the horizon. Also, excited to start a new chapter in my personal life. Sometimes you don't realize you're single until social media tells you. Looking forward to my own summer of freedom. And then, the final strike. I tagged her mother. Carol, Maya's mom, was a traditional woman, deeply invested in appearances. She led her church's social committee, took pride in her prize-winning roses, and believed her daughter was in a stable, respectable relationship with a good man. Tagging her was like launching a missile straight into the heart of Maya's support system. I set my phone down on the hotel nightstand. The conference speaker droned on about firewalls. I felt nothing, just a quiet, focused clarity. 5 minutes, that's all it took. My phone buzzed. A text from Maya. Take that down now. Another. What is wrong with you? Why would you tag my mother? Then a call. I silenced it. Another text. It was a joke for engagement, you psycho. You're humiliating me. I checked her profile. The post was gone, vanished as if it had never existed. But the damage was done. I'd already saved the screenshot. Her calls kept coming, frantic, furious. I let them all go to voicemail. I didn't need to hear her voice. Her actions had spoken loudly enough. She wanted to be single for the summer? I'd just approved her application, effective immediately. She just wasn't going to like the terms. Update 1. A week has passed since what my friends now call the application. The fallout has been exactly as chaotic and as satisfying as I anticipated. Thank you for the support and the comments. I flew back from Chicago the next day. I didn't text Maya, I didn't call, I turned my phone off. I knew she'd be waiting at the house, ready to ambush me. I needed to control the battlefield. Before going home, I made 2 stops. First, a locksmith, new high-security locks in the back of my car. Second, my lawyer's office. I wanted every move I made next to be legally airtight. Since the house was in my name alone, he confirmed. As an unmarried partner, Maya was a tenant at will. My public post and her admission that the single for the summer claim was a joke, more than enough grounds to end her tenancy. I pulled into the driveway at 6 p.m. Maya's car was there. As I walked to the door, she flung it open. Her face was a wreck. Tear-streaked makeup, pure rage. "Where have you been?" she screamed. "I've been calling you for 24 hours. You've humiliated me. My mother is having a meltdown." I walked past her into the house, my suitcase rolling behind me. "Didn't she like my post?" I asked, calm. "You're an evil, vindictive child," she yelled, following me. "It was a joke. All the girls were doing it. It was about female empowerment. You twisted it. You made me look like a fool." I stopped in the living room and turned to face her. "No, Maya," I said, my voice steady. "You made yourself look like a fool. You publicly disrespected me, disrespected us, for a handful of likes. You told the world you were available. I just believed you." "I'm not available," she cried, tears welling again. "I love you. It was just a stupid caption. You're throwing away 3 years over a caption." "You threw it away," I said. "You just didn't have the courage to do it to my face. So you did it where it matters most to you, online. Well, congratulations. Your post went viral. You're single now." Her things were already in the guest room. "I want you out by Sunday at 5 p.m. The shock on her face was priceless. She genuinely thought this was a fight we'd have, that I'd apologize for overreacting, and everything would go back to normal. She had no concept of permanent consequences. "You can't kick me out," she stammered. "I live here. I have rights." "No," I said. "You have things. And you have until Sunday at 5 p.m. to move them. After that, I'm changing the locks." The argument spiraled from there. She screamed, she cried, she begged, she swore she'd never do it again. But not once did she apologize. Really apologize. She was sorry she got caught. Sorry I'd humiliated her, but not sorry for what she'd done. The best part? The drama with her mother. Carol had called Maya, torn into her, and demanded to see the original post. Someone had sent it to her. The public disrespect, the fact that I, the stable, respectable boyfriend, had been the one to call it out, had shattered Carol's image of her perfect daughter. For once, Maya couldn't spin the story to make herself the victim. She spent the next 2 days packing, swinging between sullen silence and furious outbursts. I stayed in my office, door closed, working. Every time she tried to restart the fight, I repeated the same phrase, "You have until Sunday at 5 p.m. Sunday afternoon, a rental van pulled up, driven by her very unhappy-looking father. They loaded her things in near silence. As she was leaving, she made one last desperate play. "So that's it?" she said, voice trembling with fake emotion. "You're just throwing me away? What about our trip to Greece?" "Ah, yes, the trip. 3 weeks of island hopping, paid in full, non-refundable." "Don't worry about it," I said. "I've already got it handled." She thought that meant hope. A smug little smile touched her lips. She thought I'd cancel it, maybe even beg her to come. She had no idea. My best friend, who'd been warning me about Maya for a year, had already cleared his schedule. His application for a summer travel buddy approved. Update 2. A month has passed since Operation Hot Girl Summer Implosion. The silence in my house has been glorious. Thank you again for the support. After moving out, reality hit Maya hard. She moved back into her childhood bedroom at her parents' house. Her attempts to reclaim the narrative online were a disaster. She posted a vague, tearful video about toxic relationships and men who can't handle strong, independent women. The comments were brutal. Didn't this start because you announced you were single while you had a boyfriend? Strong and independent is one thing. Disrespectful is another. Application denied started trending under her post. She deleted it within hours. Then came the legal threats, a letter from a lawyer she'd somehow retained, delusional entitlement in written form. It accused me of public defamation, demanded a public apology, and a $50,000 settlement for emotional distress and damage to her brand. I forwarded it to my lawyer. He laughed. Our response was simple: a copy of the deed to my house, a screenshot of her original post, and a note explaining that truth is an absolute defense against defamation. We also included a bill for the locks and for the professional carpet cleaning to remove the scent of her entitlement. We never heard from that lawyer again. But the real fun? The Greece trip? Dave and I left 2 weeks ago. For 3 weeks, we've been living the life Maya planned for herself, without the constant selfies, without the complaints about the lighting. Santorini, Mykonos, Crete, hiking, sailing, incredible food, the best vacation of my life. I documented it, just one well-composed photo every few days. Me and Dave on a boat, the Aegean blue behind us. The two of us laughing over wine at a restaurant. The view from the hotel in Santorini, the one she had spent months picking out. My captions were simple: making some unforgettable memories. Greece is a little slice of heaven. So grateful for good friends and new adventures. I never mentioned her. I never referenced the breakup. I didn't have to. Every mutual friend, and Maya herself, saw those posts. They saw me in the exact places she'd dreamed of, having the time of my life with someone else. I wasn't just surviving the breakup, I was thriving because of it. I'd taken the future she threw away and was enjoying it without her. Back home, the news trickled in. Maya was miserable. She saw my posts. Her parents were tired of her moping. Her hot girl summer had become arguing with her mom and scrambling to rebuild her shattered online image. She tried to organize a trip with friends to a cheap all-inclusive in Mexico. It fell through. No one wanted to pay for her. She thought her post was a power move, a way to have it all. But she misunderstood the nature of our relationship. It wasn't a brand partnership. It was built on respect. And the moment she burned that respect for likes, the whole thing collapsed. Final update. I'm writing this from my back porch, watching the sunset. 6 months have passed since I first saw that post. My life is quiet, peaceful, entirely my own. The Greece trip was a turning point. It washed away the last of my anger, replaced it with freedom. Maya's downfall has become legend in our circle. Her attempt to be an influencer backfired spectacularly. Her brand, built on fake authenticity, was exposed as just fake. The single for the summer post wasn't just a betrayal. It was a catastrophic miscalculation. Last I heard, she's working as a receptionist at a dental office, a job her father got for her. Her social media is now just pictures of her parents' dog. Her mother, Carol, sent me a handwritten card a few months ago, an apology for her daughter's behavior, for not seeing it sooner. She said she hoped I was happy. It was a classy move. I never replied, but I appreciated it. The most satisfying part wasn't dramatic. It was the quiet, methodical dismantling of her worldview. Maya believed her online persona was more valuable than our real relationship. She thought she could control the narrative, make a spectacle of us with no consequences. My revenge? Taking her at her word, applying real-world consequences to her digital actions. I commented, application denied, not just on her post, but on her entire philosophy. Her application to treat me with disrespect? Denied. Her application to use my life, my resources, to build her fake brand? Denied. Her application to have a stable partner while publicly auditioning his replacement? Denied, denied, denied. I ran into her a month ago at the grocery store. She was buying a sad-looking microwave dinner and cheap wine. The influencer glow was gone. She looked tired, unhappy. She saw me. For a second, the old arrogance flashed in her eyes. Then it vanished, replaced by defeat. She turned away, refusing to look at me again. I didn't say a word. I paid for my groceries and left. There was nothing left to say. I'd already said it all with a few clicks. She wanted to be single for the summer. I made sure she got exactly what she wished for, and from the looks of it, her summer never ended. Mine is just getting started.